What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE Hell in a Cell 2019 review, the show from October 6, 2019. They were in Sacramento, California, in the Golden One Center with the brands of Raw and SmackDown under the promotion of WWE World Wrestling Entertainment. Let me get this on, by the way. Your commentators were Vic Joseph, Jerry the King Lawler, and Theo Madden from Raw, Michael Cole and Corey Graves from SmackDown. You got your Spanish commentators, you got your German commentators, your ring announcers, Greg Hamilton from SmackDown, Mike Rowan from Raw. You got your interviewers in Troy Caruso, Caleb Braxton, and Sarah Schreiber, or Schreiber, whatever how you say the last name. Your pre-show panels were the host of the pre-show panel, Jonathan Coachman, along with the rest of the panels, Troy Caruso, Sam Roberts, and Booker T. So, folks, this Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, the way it was been advertised and promoted, it was poor because WWE was too busy worrying about their season premieres, where pertains to Raw, with a new set and all that nonsense, and then where pertains to the USA. Where pertains to NXT moving to USA full time now. With that season premiere, and then going head to head with AEW Dynamite, and then the whole thing with SmackDown being on Fox, and basically SmackDown doing its own season premiere on Fox. All that, they were too busy worrying about that instead of being too busy trying to promote their up and coming pay per view, which it was they had weeks to do it after the pay per view of Clash of Champions, and the only thing they gave us was 3 matches at the time. And that was the Raw Women's Championship inside of a Hell in a Cell between the champion Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks, the challenger. You also had the Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan versus Luke Harper Eric Rowan match, which I'll get to it when I get to it as well. What they did with this last minute, and then what pertains to the Universal Championship title match inside of the cell with the champions Seth Rollins versus the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, the challenger. And after SmackDown was over, what pertains to the Fox, SmackDown being on Fox with their season premiere, and also being a 2-year anniversary of it as well, where also the next day they decided to add Charlotte Flair, the challenger, to face the SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley for Hell in a Cell, because Charlotte Flair on that show of SmackDown beat Bayley in a tag team match where she could get a title shot against the champion, since she beat the champion in a tag team match, which is fine booking because New Japan does that very, 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 very well with it, and not just with tag team matches, but also where pertains to tournaments where the title's not on the line. So finally, WWE is finally listening to that logic where pertains to where pertains to champions losing, in a non-title match though. And then once we get to Sunday, which was the day of the pay-per-view, now they add more matches on there, where I did the review of it, to give you an update of it. And the one that I gave you an update of it so far, this is what they gave me so far. Natalya versus Lacey Evans, the pre-show. And then as far as the main cards, you had the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, versus the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. The Viking Raiders of Ivar and Eric, with a partner that's yet to be announced. I'll get to that later. Versus the OC, which is the United States Champion AJ Styles, along with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Chad Gable versus King Corbin. And that was the matches that they give me so far while I was doing the video to give you updates of these matches. And it wasn't a preview and predictions of the matches, because basically I said fuck you WWE, because that's unacceptable. You should be booking these matches way ahead of time before we got to this point. And then after I did the video, also I heard rumors of another match added. And another match that they added on there was Randy Orton versus Mustafa Ali, and that's when I threw my hands up in the air and I was like, "Fuck you, WWE." And and from here on in, no more preview and predictions for WWE pay-per-views ever again. Because if they're gonna keep doing this shit, they're not doing any more preview and predictions on for them anymore. I'll do it for AEW. I'll do it for NXT. I'll do it for Impact Wrestling. I'll do it for other wrestling promotions if I ever get time to do those other wrestling promotions. But as far as WWE main roster for Raw SmackDown, fuck you, WWE. And I'm gonna give another big fuck you to WWE later on once we get to that. Once we get to the main event. But as far as Natalya defeating Lacey Evans by submission with the sharpshooter, not missing 25 seconds. I didn't see the match. Didn't care to see the match. Didn't even bother because what's the point of the match anyways? You know, we're chance to Natalya and Lacey Evans when they keep wrestling and then nothing comes off it. After the match, though, they did show a replay of what happened on the pay per view where Natalya, after she won the match, she gave Lacey Evans a right hand of her own because she was getting up and everything, but it was so shitty too. She didn't even punch her. It was just like a forearm or an elbow. That's what Natalya did. It was not all from her. She didn't blow up her fist and punch Lacey Evans. It was pathetic. Not against Natalya, but still, it's. And then they announced on the show here that on Raw that they were gonna have Natalya versus Lacey Evans again, but this time in the last woman standing match. So I did tune in to watch Raw, to watch that show, not the entire show, because I basically the opening match was this match, but it wasn't the match that opened the show, because screw having a wrestling match open the show for women at Raw, right? They did something else to open the show overall, but I'm not talking about that. I don't care about that. But what I did care about was Natalya versus Lacey Evans to see how this match plays out. Last woman standing match, and all I can say is that that's the only thing that I could say it was the best thing that happened on Raw was Natalya versus Lacey Evans last woman standing match. Other than that, I didn't care about anything else of the show because I didn't care. Because as soon as I left, I didn't see anything else. I didn't see any matches or any other things they did on Raw. And then this one with Tyson Fury and Braun Strowman, but I'll talk about that later as well. But anyways, but that was the pre-show. Natalya versus Alicia Evans. And by the way, Natalya did win the last woman standing match on Raw. So, and again, I thought that was a good match. The only thing that I thought was watchable on Raw. The rest was skippable. But that's just me. But the pay-per-view itself, they did a good job with the introduction of Hell in a Cell. You know, even for the ones that they added last minute. Whatever. So the show opened up with pyros, and I love the set of the Hell in a Cell. It looks cool. I would have done a little more better with the what's the word I'm looking for? Because the Hell in a Cell cage is red now, right? So I would have done something where it pertains to red fences, whatever. But yeah, I mean they can still have that type of design of the stage that they had Hell in a Cell, which I thought was good. But I would have done something on the what pertains to the red cells, turn into DNAs, that because that was the advertisements of Hell in a Cell. So I would have done something like like that, but they didn't think of that. I mean, they thought about doing all the advertisements of Hell in a Cell, but never thought about doing it for the stage and stuff. But whatever. But the stage was fine though. It was fine. Just a little nitpick of it. So the opening match was the Hell in a Cell match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship that lasted 21 minutes and 50 seconds. It was the champion Becky Lynch versus the challenger Sasha Banks. And this match was the best match on the show. I'm gonna say this right now, match of the night. Nothing else beat this match. Not even the main event, and I'll get to why when I get to it. But this match was incredible, folks, and it's no surprise there because fan of Sasha Banks, fan of Becky Lynch, fan of the works from NXT, fan of when they of the matches from NXT when they did their match at Takeover Unstoppable. That was the Takeover show they did back in what 2015. Yes, 2015. And that match was good too. Anytime they'll have a match with Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, it'll be good. It will obviously be good because they're very creative. They think of very creative things in during in the match that way, and this was no different. So basically, before the cell got the race down, also when Sasha Banks attacks Becky Lynch, they start fighting um outside the ring. Match hasn't even started yet. Because Sasha Banks did a blind attack to Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch fights back though. It took a while for the match to start, but it started. Becky Lynch used the chain that referee started used to lock the cell door to beat up on Sasha Banks for a bit. And then finally, the chain, the cell door finally gets closed, with the chain, that. So, two of them was using, two of them was beating the hell out of each other. This was nonstop. This was fast pace, and they did sell in the match still. I'll give them that as well. They, even though there was total nonstop action in this match between these two, they were still selling the brutality of the cell, using the cell wall as a weapon and all that. And then they start using tables, ladders, chairs, candlesticks, any type of structure that inside of the cell, to hurt themselves, basically to hurt each other, to beat the living hell out of each other in a way. Sasha Banks at least 10 chair shots in the ring. Sasha Banks with a Meteora up 10, but Becky Lynch catches her into the Exploder suplex, or the Bexploder, or I call it the Bexplex. On from the top rope onto the chairs, and then forcing after that for Sasha Banks to tap out to disarm her. So Becky Lynch, your winner, and still your Raw Women's Champion. And again, they were doing some creative things in this match too. It was incredible, just incredible. So they tore the house down. It was match of the night, by far the best match on the show. If you're watching anything else if you're watching anything else on the show, watch this match. Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks, Hell in a Cell for the Raw Women's Champion. They tore the house down. No one else followed up that match. They had a hard time following up this match, especially the main event. I'll get to that later. So where does Sasha Banks go from here after losing this match? Because I want her to win. Well, because she didn't win, that better means she's moving to SmackDown. Because if she still stays on Raw after the WWE draft on SmackDown this coming Friday, what's the fucking point of her losing here anyways? Other than, Sasha Banks was injured during this match. That's the report by the way going on, folks. Sasha Banks is injured during this match. That's why she didn't show up on Raw. Now I don't know how serious the injury is, but that's a cop-out excuse of why Sasha Banks didn't win. But whatever. All right, now we move on to the next match, which is Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, and not a regular tag team match, a tornado tag team match. So basically, they last minute of the pay-per-view, they decided to change the match to a tornado tag match. Which, if that's what they wanted to do, why couldn't they just advertise it in the first place? Like for example, advertise your matches before you get to the pay-per-view. The advertising is fucking worse than Impact Wrestling's advertisement. But I digress. But that's 16 minutes and 45 seconds. And the story here is that because Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan are teaming up here, some fans were speculating that Daniel Bryan could turn on Roman Reigns. Well, because this is a tornado tag team match, I would love to see that would came true. Because if this was just a regular tag team match with a chance to tagging your partners in, that would have been a different story where Daniel Bryan could easily turn on Roman Reigns. But they didn't do it. Instead, they have a tornado tag team match, which it was a good match, by the way. It represents a tornado tag match, no rules, which means you can do anything you want in the match, and we'll get to more of that later when we get to the main event of Hell in a Cell. But as far as this match was, this was a good match. Obviously, Roman Reigns came out there, he cocked his fist and made it rain up in that bitch, and pyro's going off. So that, because pyros are back now, that's Roman Reigns is going to be his new entrance now, which is going to be good. Smart for Vince McMahon, because Vince McMahon still wants the fans to like this guy, and we do. We like him. We like Roman Reigns. We all like Roman Reigns more than we like Seth Rollins. And after having happened in the main event, now we definitely like Roman Reigns more than Seth Rollins, because of what they did. But we'll get to that later. But and I'm slowly becoming a Roman Reigns fan. But again, I'll get to how WWE is scoring on that one too now after we get to the main event. But besides that, the match itself between Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, good match, very good match. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan basically dominated the match. Daniel Bryan was selling for those teams. Even Roman Reigns, was selling for them. Basically, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan was just killing it in this match. Outshining Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan in this match. And then Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns made a comeback later on. One point, Daniel Bryan. Oh, wait, let me first talk about this first. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan was going to use the broadcast table to take out Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan counter it. Take out Luke Harper with a Hurricanrana. And then Roman Reigns comes out of nowhere from the over a barricade, goes running, and spears Eric Rowan through the German broadcast table. And the match continues after that, obviously. I can't remember if they missed a steel chair. I think they missed steel chairs, if I recall. But and then we get to the finish. Daniel Bryan goes for the running knee. His finish move to Luke. I think it was to Eric Rowan. Yeah, Eric Rowan. And then Roman Reigns goes for the Superman punch and a spear to Luke Harper and pins Luke Harper for the 3 count in the win. So your winners are Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. And again, this was a damn good match. I love this match. Did it follow up the Hell in a Cell match between Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks? No, but this came close to being second match on the night on the card here. Good match. Good performance from Roman Reigns. Good performance from Daniel Bryan, and good performance from Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. So after the match, Roman Reigns extends his hand for a handshake to Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan didn't want to do it. He said instead he wants Roman Reigns to hug him. Back to the old days of Daniel Bryan and Kane, Team Hell No, with the whole hug him, So that's what Roman Reigns did. He hugged Daniel Bryan, and then yeah. So Daniel Bryan is a babyface now. He's a full blown babyface, back to being a babyface. So yeah. And now let's get to the other matches that were added to the card last minute. So Randy Orton versus Mustafa Ali, 12 minutes and 10 seconds. This match basically was made because Mustafa Ali was backstage being interviewed. I don't remember what was the gist of it. And then also Randy Orton walks up to him, and can't remember what was said, but this led to a match. So they had a match, and I thought it was a good match. Both Randy Orton and Mustafa Ali looked good in the match. Randy Orton was making Mustafa Ali looking like $1 million in this match. At one point, Randy Orton went for RKO, went for Mustafa Ali to counter it and did a handstand. That was incredible. He goes for like a crucifix pin, but Randy Orton kicks out. Yeah, this match was it was damn good. Just despite being advertised too late on the pay-per-view, good match. I wish they would have done a better job building this main event. This match up for Hell in a Cell between Randy Orton and Mustafa Ali, but they didn't do it. But despite that, good match though. In the end, Randy Orton gets the RKO out of nowhere when Mustafa Ali was rolling back into the ring to go for the face buster or whatever, and Randy Orton gets him an RKO, pins him 1, 2, 3, and then Randy Orton gets him a non-hit. Yeah, you're good. So yeah, basically on the way pulling over Mustafa Ali. So I enjoyed that. Then we get to the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, the tag team champions of the women's division. And 10 minutes and 25 seconds, good match. Another good match. So basically, I'm just watching nothing but good matches here on Hell in a Cell, despite the late overdue, advertisements of the matches on for pay-per-view. This was a good match too. And in the match here, the Kabuki Warriors were working as heels. And I was a little weirded, but at the same time, like, you know what? If this what was gonna help to get them over and to be on TV, by all means, let them be heels, and also had them be tag team champions too. Nothing against Lex Bliss and Nikki Cross, because they're not gonna get away from that tag team now, folks, because that alliance in a way, that allied power type of way, um because remember a story about this where Nikki Cross is shouldn't trust Alexa Bliss because everybody's trying to warn Nikki Cross about Alexa Bliss. Do not be her friend. She's just going to betray you like she did in the past and all that. That wasn't the case at all. Alexa Bliss is still friends with Nikki Cross. She wants to prove everyone wrong that she can be friends with someone like Nikki Cross, and it showed here. It showed not only it showed in this match, but also show after the match too. But it's been shown for a few weeks now, or a few months in a way, that Alexa Bliss does want to be friends with Nikki Cross and doesn't want to betray her and everything, and that better be that and that better stick that way too, because they got something here with Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross being a tag team, for the women's division, for the tag team women's division. But yeah, but like I said, Kairi Sane and Nikki and Asuka, Kairi Sane and Nikki Kairi Sane and Asuka, excuse me, are heels. Yes, they're heels. It was showcased there. It was also showcased on Raw too as well. But this match ends up being pretty good. I was worried it wasn't going to be good because of Alexa Bliss, because Alexa Bliss, she doesn't want to defeat into moves to anyone, especially to Asuka. But in the way she kind of did in this match, and she was looking vulnerable in this match against the Kabuki Warriors. And Kairi Sane and Asuka were working as heels, doing some heel tactics moves and all that. Kairi Sane at one point doing the walking the plank, walking up to Nikki Cross and does the poke of the eye, shades of Roddy Piper. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, they're heels, and then the top, and then the tip of the hat there to make for them be heels. Asuka does the green poison mist to Nikki Cross in her face. Shades of the Great Muda, the Great Kabuki, and Taijiri. So yeah, they went for that, and then she went for the roundhouse kick, and she pins Nikki Cross. Your winners, 1, 2, 3 winners, and new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors. After the match, Alexa Bliss attends to Nikki Cross saying what happened, and then she sees what happened there, and yeah, they were robbed. It was criminal that Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross lost the tag belts because of chain tactics from Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors. So yeah, like I said, folks, I thought that was a good match, and let's keep this going. Let's keep this going. So let me get to this next match. We got the Viking Raiders, Ivar and Eric, and they're and basically a partner they're choosing was Braun Strowman. Now I said when I did the update of the matches that was added on Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, it was either going to be Cedric Alexander, Ricochet, or whoever, or even someone from SmackDown. With this whole wild card rule until we do the draft. So it ends up being Braun Strowman instead, and there's a reason why too, because they kept talking about Tyson Fury and Braun Strowman's altercation from SmackDown, and they talk about it's going to be addressed on Roman at Raw. They keep plugging this like we give a fuck. Who cares about Tyson Fury versus Braun Strowman? That's going to happen at Crown Jewel anyways. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen at Crown Jewel, Saudi Arabia, the show that I don't even care to watch anyways. So yeah, who cares about this feud? To me, that's not money. To me, it's not money, and I don't care. I care more. I care more about Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez in WWE than I care about of a Braun Strowman versus Tyson Fury in WWE. Because Braun Strowman and Tyson Fury, yeah, two big guys, yeah, obviously, who cares? That's not money. To me, that's not money. Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez in WWE, that's money. But they go up against the DLC, the United States Champion AJ Styles, along with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. 6-man tag team match less than 8 minutes and 15 seconds, ended by DQ. So what was the point of this match? Oh yeah, by the way, Viking Raiders and Braun Strowman won. And it ended by DQ because just the OC kept beating up on Braun Strowman. Your referee couldn't contain control. So he called for the bell, and that was it. So, and after the match, they still start brawling. And then AJ Styles tried to go after Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman gets in the right hand. He tried to go for a phenomenal forearm, but he got caught with the right hand. Shades of Big Show's knockout punch, because Braun Strowman's go up against Tyson Fury, who's a boxer. That's why the match was made. Moving on. Chad Gable versus King Corbin. 12 minutes and 40 seconds. King Corbin, I didn't catch this part, but basically King Corbin said he knights him as Shorty Gable. If you remember the rumors back a while back, there was a rumor that someone was going to be called Shorty G. Chad Gable, who's short. Shorty G, and the G stands for Gable. Shorty Gable. Dumb. So the match happens. I barely pay attention to it, but at least Chad Gable looked good. And that's his name, Chad Gable. Not Shorty Gable, Chad Gable. Chad Gable wins with a roll-up because King Corbin tried to cheat to win in a way. I'm trying to remember how it happened, but again, I barely pay attention to the match because, again, WWE failed to advertise of why they're fighting anyways. I'm pretty sure it was explained why, but here's the thing: the King of the Ring is over. King Corbin won. Baron Corbin won. He's king now. King Corbin. So why are they fighting? It's got to be more than just Chad Gable trying to get revenge on Baron Corbin for making fun of him of his height. Who cares? But I do have to say this. Baron Corbin on commentary kept calling Chad Gable Shorty G. The ring announcer, Greg Hamilton, called him Shorty G. Shorty Gable. That's his name, Shorty Gable. But no, his name is Chad Gable. But they kept saying, Shorty Gable, Corey Graves on commentary. It was annoying. And then the ring announcer, Greg Hamilton, kept saying, he said, here's your winner, Shorty Gable. And then later on, Chad Gable was being interviewed by Taylor Braxton. And she said, hey, Shorty. She literally said that. She said, hey, Shorty. And then Chad Gable was like, it's fine, you call me Shorty and everything. And well, he's fine with it now. Because of course he's fine with it. So he basically said to Baron Corbin that he came up short and everything. Great. And he walks off. And also Baron Corbin attacks him, beats him up and everything, and that was it. And then when the WWE draft comes up, I'm assuming, that's probably gonna be the end of that, because what was the point? What was the point of Baron Corbin attacking him? Attacking Chad Gable like that if Chad Gable was not gonna do a follow up of it. I don't know, but it was a waste of time. Who cares? Oh yeah, I guess I should mention this too, by the way. Virginia Braun Strowman and Tyson Fury. So they did a confrontation at to close up Monday Night Raw, and there you go. Basically, to sell the fact that they still have issues and everything, and there you go. Again, don't care. Now we get to the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. That's at 10 minutes and 15 seconds. Charlotte Flair versus the champion Bayley. Match itself, it was decent. It was back and forth. Bayley at one point trying to cheat, and then in the end, by the way, Charlotte Flair had her own pyro now. she didn't have powers before, but now she has pyro. Whatever. Maybe it's a specification for Hell in a Cell or pay-per-views. I meant to say. But anyways, but in the end, Charlotte Flair goes for the figure 8, gets the win. But like I knew she would, and she kept teasing, yo, she's gonna become a 10-time women's champion, even though she's 11-time because she's a former NXT women's champion. Just saying. But WWE's going for 10-time, whatever. They're gonna ignore her title reign from NXT, just like WWE has ignored Ric Flair's title reigns, where he's just 16-time. Whatever. And finally, let's get to the moment of truth here, folks. The main event. Seth freaking Rollins, who is the WWE Universal Champion, versus the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, for the Universal Championship inside of Hell in a Cell, 17 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's get to the match. So, during the match, they fought in this Hell in a Cell match with the red lightings over the ring. So basically, shades of Kane when he first made his debut against, I think it was against Mankind at the time. I can't remember if it was, but I think one more, folks. Sorry about that, sirens. As I was saying, I can't remember if it was Kane versus Mankind. Cause I remember them wrestling each other in the match with red lightnings, with red lighting, and also the whole thing with Sin Cara with gold and blue in the way, when he first came to the WWE, mystical, and then with and then also what pertains to Lucha Libre. Lucha Libre does this most of the time too, but they did for this location of Hell in a Cell between the Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins. So the Fiend continually, well, let me first talk about the match itself. I was enjoying the match. Bray Wyatt was selling Seth Rollins what pertains to the candlestick shot, and then the whole thing with Bray Wyatt getting the better of Seth Rollins and all that, and Seth Rollins trying to get on the better of the Fiend Bray Wyatt. At one point, Bray Wyatt went for the neck crank, like he did the Finn Balor, and I nitpicked that one where it pertains to Finn Balor getting hurt, getting into that neck crank move by Bray Wyatt, the Fiend from SummerSlam, and then later on he no-sold it. He no-sold the neck crank. This puts Hulk Hogan's being knocked out with the neck crank back in the WCW against the Giant, as aka the Big Show, to shame. Meaningless, that, because Hulk Hogan did not get neck cranked by the Giant on WCW back in the 90s, just for in 2019, for where guys like Finn Balor doesn't no sold it later on. Same thing here with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins got neck crank here, and then later on no sold it. Again, pulling what Big Show did to Hulk Hogan back in WCW to shame. Pointless, meaningless. Why do the move? That's if you're gonna do the neck crank, that should be one of Bray Wyatt's finishing moves. Along with Sister Abigail, the Mandible Claw, and the neck crank. That should be his finishing move. The neck crank. Once you do that neck crank to you, that's it. You're done. You're done. But of course, in this case, Seth Rollins no sold it after that. Fucking bullshit. So let's get to what happened. What pissed me off in this match. Seth Rollins kept going for the curb stomp to Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. I lost count how many times he did the curb stomp, folks. It felt like it was like infinity curb stomps to the Fiend, and then on top of it with the pedigree. But Bray Wyatt kept kicking out. He kept kicking out, and then he got the steel steps. I'm sorry, the steel chair. The hit Bray Wyatt in the head, which probably I thought there was no more headshots. And then he puts a chair on there, and then the ladder on there, and then he put the chair on the head of Bray Wyatt, gets the ladder, and then hits him with it, and then he puts the chair on and ladder on him, and he gets the toolbox, start hitting him with the toolbox and all that, and like, what the fuck is this booking? And the fans were booing. They were booing what Seth Rollins doing. With the whole curse stop into Bray Wyatt so many times and all that, and then the pedigree and all that, and then the chair, and then the ladder and all that. But every time when the Fiend kept kicking out, the fans cheer because they hope that maybe because here's the thing: the fans wanted to see the Fiend Bray Wyatt to win against Seth Rollins and to be the Universal Champion. But I'll get to that when I get to the finish. But I'm watching this. I see myself. This is ridiculous. And what they're doing here is a shitty booking of their own horror segments. Horror. One of these horror movies where the good guy is beating up on the evil bad guys. What pertains to like a Jason Voorhees going after you, or Michael Myers going after you, or Freddy Krueger. Whichever you want to throw in there. What pertains to horror movies, horror films, horror flicks, and all that. This was terrible. The way they're doing it was terrible. More terrible than the terrible horror movies of WWE Studios. Like See No Evil. Glenn Jacobs. Being on Jacob Goodnight. That's how bad it is. So also, and with the chair, the ladder, the toolbox on top of Bray Wyatt on his head and all that. Also, Seth Rollins gets a sledgehammer. Gets in the ring, and referee tells him, don't do it. You're better than this and all that. This isn't you. And all that. And Seth Rollins is like, okay, fine. And then all of a sudden, Seth Rollins does it anyways. Hits him with a sledgehammer. Referee calls for the bell. And and keep in mind, the referee calls for the bell. With everything that Seth Rollins did to him, with chairs, ladders, toolboxes, candlesticks, and all that. I forgot to mention this too. The Fiend Bray Wyatt had his own mallet. The same mallet that he used to kill the Rabbit from that episode of Firefly Funhouse a while back. That was brought into the match too, which was nice. But all that weapons, a sledgehammer ended the match. Inside of a Hell in a Cell match where there's no fucking rules. So after the match, referees, EMTs, they go to put the Fiend Bray Wyatt on the stretcher. And then Seth Rollins goes up to him and says, you made me do this and everything. And then all of a sudden, he wakes back up. Gets something to Captain McClaw. At this point, match is over, right? It's over. It's done. So the crowd at this point were chanting, bullshit. And they did another chant while it was all going on. I'll show you. AEW. That's the reaction we were looking for, WWE, after this shitty booking. And I'm keeping it on, by the way. And then they chanted, when the Fiend Bray Wyatt woke up, he said, the fans were chanting, restart the match, restart the match. Even the fans, and the fans were also chanting, refund, refund, refund. Because these fans paid their hard-earned money. They spent a lot of fucking money going to that show because they wanted to see the Fiend to win the match. Sure, he may have won the match by disqualifications because why will you even end the match inside of a Hell in a Cell where there's no rules, but via disqualifications? And WWE tried to to plead the case. Oh, it was stoppage. Doesn't fucking matter. You don't stop a match with stoppage or DQ inside of a Hell in a Cell where there are no fucking rules. Because if that's the case, then the match between Mankind and Undertaker from 98 would have ended. Michaels and Taker from 97 would have ended. Triple H uses his sledgehammers in Hell in a Cell matches, but that doesn't end the match. But this does. Seth Rollins misses a sledgehammer to crush the head of the Fiend Bray Wyatt. That ends the fucking match. So the Fiend Bray Wyatt gets Seth Rollins' mandible claw, and he starts pouring out blood and everything. Fans didn't care. At this point, fans didn't care. And then the show ends with the Fiend Bray Wyatt standing on stage, and there you go. That was Hell in a Cell in a nutshell. Don't do no more Hell in a Cell pay-per-views ever again. In fact, while you're at it, don't do no more Hell in a Cell matches anymore, because you just killed the mystique of the Hell in a Cell. You just killed the purpose of the Hell in a Cell. This was bullshit. Why book the Fiend Bray Wyatt to have him wrestle against Seth Rollins for the Universal title if he wasn't going to win the fucking belt? And if that was the case, don't book the match. Why even book it? Why even do this? Vince McMahon? Because Vince McMahon was surprised it was his idea. He booked the match to end it this way. And he think that the fans wasn't going to react the way they did, AEW, AEW. What the fuck do you think they was going to how they were going to react? What were you looking for? What kind of reaction were you looking for? Vince McMahon, go home. Just go the fuck home and worry about your XFL. That's going to fucking fail anyways. Leave the WWE because you're done. You're out of touch. You've always been out of touch. This was fucking stupid. The fans didn't go home happy because they start rioting. They start giving Seth Rollins shit. This ain't Seth Rollins' fault. This ain't Bray Wyatt's fault. This is Vince McMahon's fault. He wanted this to go down this way. You fucked up Seth Rollins. You fucked up the Hell in a Cell. But more importantly, you fucked up the Fiend Bray Wyatt that they worked so hard. Bray Wyatt, the high your writers, and Undertaker worked so hard for the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, that fans were excited for a long ass time for WWE. Something that they. You lost me. You just fucking lost me. And let me show you something else too, folks. This is one of it. I bought Let Me In, the Fiend, Bray Wyatt t-shirt. I bought me the Hurt heel glove. The Hurt heel glove. See? Hurt heel. But based on the camera angles, I think it's gonna be like this. So let me do like this then. Yeah, but we'll see. But the point is, I bought the gloves. I bought the shirt. I bought Rambling Rabbit. I bought the mask, and I didn't take it out yet. But I bought me a T-shirt. That's still in this bag here. The Bray Wyatt headland. The Bray Wyatt headlantern. That's that glows in the dark, by the way. The light thing that glows in the dark. Because I'm a fan of this character. For once in my life in WWE right now, what pertains to the state of WWE right now. For once, I was excited. I was happy about this character. That became a star at SummerSlam, debuting to face Finn Balor. The whole entrance and all that, the whole atmosphere and all that, the whole 9 yards. And in 2 months' time, Vince McMahon had to fuck it up. He fucking ruined the Fiend Bray Wyatt character. He fucking killed the mystique of the Fiend. What a stupid fucking finish. What a stupid fucking ending for a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Again, no more pay-per-views of Hell in a Cell. No more Hell in a Cell matches anymore. Because you Vince McMahon, you killed it. In one night, You fucking killed it. And it's a shame because it's going to overshadow. It's going to overshadow the match between Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks of their Hell in a Cell match, which was incredible. It's going to overshadow the Tornado Tag Team match that Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan put over Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, what pertains to them being dominant in the match. But then in the end, they Reigns and Bryan won. But that's not the point. The point is, it was a damn good match. And it's going to be also overshadowed of Randy Orton, giving the nod to Mustafa Ali of having a good match, even though in a losing effort. It's going to overshadow the Kabuki Warriors of being heels and all that, and having a good match with Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross of being women's tag team champions in WWE. It's also going to overshadow Charlotte Flair of becoming a 10-time, in WWE, but it's 11 times, but a 10-time women's champion. What pertains to SmackDown. I should talk about this too. Bayley meant to say. Bayley was on losing her mind. After she lost. I'm assuming that's going to be her turning fully heel. Instead of being nicey heel, whatever. But the point is, folks, me buying this now, I feel like I waste my money. I just feel like I wasted my fucking money. I can't believe this. I fucking can't believe this. As a result of what happened with the whole thing with Seth Rollins. Oh, right, and let me get to Seth Rollins too, by the way. Like I said, it's not Seth Rollins' fault. But now Seth Rollins can be looked at as a heel. Vince McMahon, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins now. Seth Rollins will never be looked at the same as a babyface ever again. Not that he was before, because, with him talking all this shit on Twitter and interviews and everything. But there's still fans out there that love and support Seth Rollins, despite that. But after this, you might as well just turn Seth Rollins heel. You damaged Seth Rollins' your babyface run now. But you know what? It's in their nature, though. It's in their nature. They just love fucking things up because this company, they're afraid to stand to Vince McMahon because they have no balls, they have no guts. Vince McMahon has no brains, and these people on that Vince McMahon do this booking, they have no brains either. This company has no brains, no balls, no guts, and they're fucking cowards because the next night on Raw, they didn't want to acknowledge it. They didn't have Seth Rollins on TV. They kept him off of Raw. Same thing with the Fiend Bray Wyatt. There was no Firefly Funhouse episode. There was nothing there because they're fucking cowards. They're fucking pussies. They knew they fucked up. That's why they did what they did on Raw the next night. Because they want to receive any backlash. Well, again, what the fuck did you expect? If you didn't want the Fiend to win the belt, to beat Seth Rollins inside of Hell in a Cell because you wanted to protect both guys, but in a shitty way you did. You protected them. You protected them in a shitty way. Don't book the match then. Don't fucking book it. Otherwise, you will not be in this fucking mess. What a stupid fucking finish. What a stupid fucking ending of a pay-per-view that I was actually excited of watching. That I was enjoying myself watching, and then this came, the ending, the main event, ruined my fucking night. I wanted to come into the show to love the WWE. I wanted to come into the show to love the pay-per-view. I wanted to come into the show to love the matches. But then this happened. WWE, with the chance of AEW, bullshit, the booze, the restart the match, and refunds that chant went on to, especially the AEW chants, you deserve all of it. You deserved it. Because now you just fucked yourself up where it pertains for ever again fans to come back to Raw, watch Raw ever again, or SmackDown. And then with NXT, you basically fucked up NXT now. And sooner or later, will not surprise me if this man ends up taking control of NXT later on, and then NXT will be fucked all the ratings too. Good job. Hope you're happy. Hope this is the outcome that you wanted. Even if you do build up the Fiend Bray Wyatt back up to being incredible again, doesn't matter. The steam, the iron that was hot, now it cooled down. It's done. Because you failed for the Fiend to go to be champion. And then Peter Rosenberg tried to defend this bullshit, saying, "Oh, fans weren't mad about Kofi Kingston that he lost the belt, but they'll be mad that the Fiend didn't win the belt." I say to myself, the fans were mad when Kofi Kingston lost the belt. Have you not watched? Have you not seen on Twitter? You fucking moron. And then with the Fiend not winning the belt because your fans were upset that he didn't win the belt. Of course they're upset because they love the Fiend. They wanted to see the Fiend win because the Fiend is supposed to be unstoppable. It's supposed to be an unstoppable force in WWE. They want him to win the belt. You fucking idiot. It's coming from an old school fan who's a fan of Bobby the Brain Heenan. You're more out-touched than Vince McMahon is. Even more out-touched than the Road Dogg Jesse James. As a result, so yeah, the Fiend Bray Wyatt the Fiend is dead. The Mystique is dead. What's the point of building him back up anyways? You deflated of the Fiend of his first title shot that he got, and he didn't get the job done. And I don't want to hear this bullshit. Oh, the Fiend didn't want the belt. The Fiend didn't want the belt. Then why is the Fiend there then? If that was the story going into it, then the whole storyline would have been like the Fiend doesn't care about being the champion. The Fiend only cares about destroying Seth Rollins. That's all that the Fiend care about. That was not the story. The story is the Fiend wants a shot against the title of the Universal title. It was against Braun Strowman at the time or Seth Rollins at the time because the rumor came out that the Fiend was going to get a title shot because the Fiend is over. Selling, again, keep in mind, selling merchandises. Isn't that the argument? If you sell your merch, you'll get what you deserve. John Cena did, Roman Reigns did, Seth Rollins, The Miz, Daniel Bryan. It took a while, but they finally did give to Daniel Bryan. Only to screw him over many times. AJ Styles. And before the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, the Wyatt family, the Eater of Worlds, he sold a lot of merch. And what did he get in return? Getting buried by Cena, getting buried by Reigns, getting buried by Undertaker, getting buried from left to right. And even when he became WWE champion, it didn't last long. It was short. What is the problem of not putting the belt on Bray Wyatt for a character he got over in your fucking company? And then there's reports there, Bray Wyatt was injured during the match. Same thing with Sasha Banks. Oh, she got injured during the match. That's why we put the ball on her. Same thing with the Fiend. The Bray Wyatt got hurt during the match. He got injured during the match. That's why he didn't put the belt on him. There could so many reasons why they didn't give Sasha Banks the belt and why they didn't give Bray Wyatt the belt. They're gonna give you the 1,000 excuses out of the books of why they didn't give them the belt just to please their case. And it's still not enough. It's still not fucking enough because you ruin the Fiend character. And as a result of this, folks, I never thought I'd ever do this. but I officially unsubscribed from the WWE network. WWE, as like I said before, as I said a few months ago, WWE lost me. That's how they lost me. I unsubscribed from the WWE network, despite me loving NXT UK 205 Live. NXT is not on there no more, unless they're on demand. Unless they go on demand because they're on USA Network now. But also we're producing pay-per-views and other good context in there as well. I would love to see those good contents that I love to watch on the WWE network. And I canceled it while even thinking about that. So yeah, that's it. I'm done. And I thought, with me canceling my network with Nakamura, I thought it was gonna be done there. But after what they did with the Fiend, basically no man can get over. This reason why no one can be stars in WWE because of this shit. We as wrestling fans, doesn't matter what kind of wrestling fans we are, WWE fans, AEW fans, Impact Wrestling fans, New Japan fans, All Japan fans, Ring of Honor fans, doesn't matter. We all need to come together and say enough is enough with WWE of their bullshits. Enough of this host, we're marks, we're smarks, all that nonsense. Enough is enough, people. We all need to take a stand against WWE's bullshit and say enough's enough. Either make a change or we're done. We're not watching anymore. Why can't we come together and fight against the machine? Put our differences aside, put our personal differences aside, and let's come together and fight against the machine and to tell them, makes a legit change, or we're not coming back to watch anymore. We're not going to subscribe anymore. We're not giving you any of our monies anymore. Please let us take a stand against the machine that's giving us BS. Also, NWA is doing their shows too on YouTube, which I'm excited to see. I'm more excited watching that than anything. I'm excited watching anything on WWE. And I might not even watch NXT anymore after this. What's the point? Because anyone that's from NXT that gets moved to the main roster, they're going to be treated the same thing too. They're not going to be treated like stars. They're just going to be an afterthought, like the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. The Fiend is an afterthought now. It's a shame. It really is. Before I go, I gotta do what I gotta do. Just give me one moment. Now let's talk about the highlights of the nights. All right, here we go. Sorry about that, folks. Jesus Christ, man. Work. Please work. Jesus Christ, man. All right, let me go back in there now. All right, here we go. Swerve of the night. Braun Strowman being the mystery partner for the Viking Raiders against the OC, the 6-man tag match. I'm gonna skip the promo and video promos of the night too as well. Forget those. Moment excuse me. Moment of the night. The moment of the night, the fans chanting AEW from the outcome of the main event. There you go. Interest of the night, Bray Wyatt, with the Fiend, the head lantern of Bray Wyatt. That always could make me love the entrance. Moving the night. Um, there's a lot for me to go for moving the night here. I'll go with the neck crank. Or should I? Hmm. You know what? Moving the night, I'm gonna give it to Roman Reigns. Superman punch. There you go. Roman Reigns moving the night will be Superman punch. Finish of the night, we have to go to Randy Orton's RKO to Mustafa Ali, the way it was done. Performance of the night, I'm gonna give it to both Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. Tremendous job. And finally, match of the night, their match, for the World Women's Championship title match is match of the night. Tremendous job. Both props to them. So, my overall show rate of the show, despite a great match I saw from Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch from that Hell in a Cell for the Raw Women's Championship, and then the Tornado Tag match, which was a good match, and the Kabuki Warriors versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for the for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. The Randy Orton Mustafa Ali match was good. And then with the Charlotte Flair versus Bayley, decent match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. But based on the failed advertisements and everything, based on the booking of that ending of the Hell in a Cell match, of the main event, I can't believe I'm saying this, but 0 out of 10. I'm sorry, it gets a 0 out of 10, and it's a shame. I could have given this pay per view a 9 out of 10, an 8 out of 10. Hell, even a 10 out of 10 if they would have just went with Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, to win the belt. But they didn't, so automatic 0 out of 10. Sorry to Sasha Banks. Sorry to Becky Lynch. Sorry to Randy Orton. Sorry to Mustafa Ali. Sorry to Daniel Bryan. Sorry to Roman Reigns. Sorry to Eric Rowan. Sorry to Luke Harper. Sorry to Asuka. Sorry to Kairi Sane. Sorry to Alexa Bliss. Sorry to Nikki Cross. Sorry to Charlotte Flair, and sorry to Bayley. But after that main event, I'm sorry, 0 out of 10.